more craziness coming up today with Powell speaking from the Jackson Hole Symposium. It should definitely move the market. So I'm just checking in one thing here real quick, and hopefully we can get the chat going. All right. That is interesting. Let's see. It says that I'm live, but it doesn't look like YouTube's wanting to. Maybe? Maybe. Alright, well, we'll give it a shot here. Just give it another second or two for YouTube to finally catch up. Hopefully, it does. Well, that's there. That's going. Alright. Gotta make sure I'm live. I've been having the worst problems with YouTube lately. It's just so frustrating. Alright. No, I don't want to. Why am I? What is this craziness? Alright, so YouTube's really pissing me off today. Alright, well, looks like YouTube's having a... Alright, okay, cool. Yeah, it's just weird that it's not showing up on as live for me. But if you're saying it's working, then yeah, there, it works. So let's get going. Welcome, my name is Dark Bull Alga. Today's Friday, August 27th, 2021. Crazy week. Got some news to go over. We will look at Spirit, or SPRT, which has been running since like 2 days ago. It went from like an $8 stock to 30 something. I like watching those. They're kind of fun, but first we need to check in on futures. Keep in mind that today is the Jackson Hole Symposium. It will affect the market, so I would just be ready for that. I'm pretty cash heavy right now, which I feel is a good position to be in, especially going into this one. Other things that are going on, I read somewhere that, well, let's just check the news, shall we? I read somewhere that, let's see, what was it? BABA, shares are going to continue to fall because China is seeking to tighten oversight of the algorithm technology companies to drive their business. So China is getting involved with BABA's algorithm. That's not good. Apple said on Thursday it reached a settlement on a class action lawsuit. That is kind of bullish. Peloton disappoints, so look for that to fade. Gap beat on earnings, so that should be an interesting run. And let's check out the Asian market. So the Nikkei index fell 100 points basically. Shanghai rose 20, so and the Hang Seng was down slightly, so kind of mixed, basically flat. The German DAX changed a little bit, and the FTSE 100 also changed a little bit. So a lot of it's just really depending on this information that's going to be coming out of Jackson Hole. I believe he's not speaking till after the market closes. No, I'll check on the time on that. So we'll just get prepared for that. All right, let me pull up the old chart piece here, and we'll jump right into futures, and we'll go from there. So let me just make sure I've got this one. All right. Morning, Chevy. Morning, Michael. And let's get going. All right, as soon as futures load up, it might take a second. All right, so basically ES sold off yesterday. We came down, found a little bit of support. Let's see, we made a 1, right? Nice move up, bull flag consolidation, right? So this would be a 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, consolidation. Looks like we're maintaining support at the midline, so this is bullish for ES, so we might get a little bit of an a little bit of a pop in the morning. The YM, very similar pattern. I gotta make a note to go through and change those charts today. Hold on 1 second, I gotta write this down. If I don't write it down, I'm gonna have problems. Change futures charts. Okay. The NQ has failed to break above that previous upward trendline supporting line. It looks as though we're just really choppy. So this is indecision. It's not necessarily fear though, which is good. The Russell's just had a problem. It does have this longer term trendline support coming in at 22.15 that we're looking to maintain. Gold is forming a head and shoulders pattern overnight, so that could be pretty ugly. Look at this. Oh man, that's all on my crude futures. All right, so crude is running, which is good. Got to keep an eye on that. Bonds. So this is concerning. The bond market fell out overnight. It gapped down pretty significantly, and it's just mainly consolidating. I have not seen that before, so we need to keep an eye on that. Let me just make a little note of that. Well, on market. All right. And then the yen. The yen looks like it's trying to make a move. So to recap, NQ is chopping. The bonds gap down. Crude looks like it's starting to make a run. Gold looks like it's forming a head and shoulders. ES looks like it's gonna chop at the open. The same. YM, not really sure. So NQ looks like it's trying to make a move. Overall, very just kind of middle of the range, right? Just choppy. No clear direction either way. So just going to keep that in mind. All right, now let's get back to again, I'm still having problems with Thinkorswim. So I do have TradeStation set up that I'm going to start using for order entries probably. Airbnb finally, so Airbnb just had a squeeze release. We'll go into that in a second. I'm pretty deep in Airbnb right now. Wanted to look at, let's check out JWin GPS. Algors are buying JWin. That's Nordstrom, right? Yeah, that's Nordstrom. Let's check out I'll check out Airbnb first, and then we'll get into some requests. Sound good? Cool. All right, Airbnb overnight. What'd you do? Pulled back to the 8 EMA yesterday on the daily. Also pulled back. This is bullish on the 4-hour chart. Looks like we came. Let's see, we popped. We came back. We tested the newly formed 200 SMA. We've got a rising 21, 34, and 50. Right. 4-hour squeeze release, so we've got at least 6 to 8 sessions of that, and we're into 4. So this could be a reversal potential. Currently resting at previous high support. We've got the 200 below us. It's rising 21, 34, and 50 should rise up to meet it. Looking at the 5-minute extended hours chart, what do we got here? So we're currently resting at the 4-hour mid above the 15-minute Keltner channel. Nice strong bullish momentum and conviction. Hopefully that 3-day and 4-day squeeze release broke the 15-minute. So the goal is to get to 162.19 today, right? We do have to get through 158. We have to get through 158, which is a daily cloud. If we can do that, I believe. All right, so if we can get through, up through, back down, test here for support, make a move back up and through. 157.29 is going to be the point. So if we can get above that, I think we can move to this 382 retracement at 164. How fast we get there today is really going to be dependent upon the manipulation that's going to take place at the open. Let me see if I can find the level. So there's a micro supply zone coming in at 157.32 up to 157.77. So this is going to be an area of decision making. Basically there. We can get through that cloud. I think we can move back up to 164. All right, I'm going to check out what the algos have to say about all of this in a second. So this is the ES. Like I said, it made that weird little recovery pattern. So this would be a 1, 2. We're in a third leg of an Elliott wave move. 15-minute chart, we have 44.84 as a target. Like, this is a little micro demand zone that was created from 81 to 84. A break of 84, then we go up and test 94, right? Pretty simple stuff there. Looks like there's a little bit of falling channel we got to get through. All right, so looking at Airbnb. Oh, we're gonna look at DraftKings also. Lots of so Arizona finally became the 44th state to adopt DraftKings as a legalized sports betting. That's bullish for DraftKings. It's also great for Arizona, and it will affect the gamma squeeze alpha stock massive runner that is SPRT. So lots of good things happening there. Hopefully there's enough money left in the market to come over and feed some Baba or some Airbnb. All right, Airbnb cup and handle forming overnight. We do have this what is this level here? Oh, looks like I had a 50% retracement, so kind of did what I wanted it to do. We had that massive run up on, was it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we had a massive run up on Tuesday, consolidation. We needed to pull back to retrace, which we did. We pulled back to the 382, found some support there twice, trying to get up through the 50%. Like I said, this 155.84 area is going to be pretty significant. We have the 200 SMA right above that. So like I said, 156 is probably a good round number to look at. A break above 156, we go up and test 162. Contrarian, we continue to pull back to 148. I don't think we're going to go down to 148. All right. Let's see what we got here as far as squeezes go. We have a squeeze on the 15 that should release to the long side. The daily squeeze should also help us out. All right, it's starting to move in pre-market, so that's good. All right. All right, so we want to look at GPS, JWin, TSM, Morning Coas. I'll get to Amazon as well. Amazon typically likes to fade on a Friday. That's just what it does. It's kind of weird in that it always, I mean, there used to be an ongoing trade that you could just buy a put on Amazon on Friday and make some money, at least beer money, walk away. All right. All right, here we go. Checking in on something here. All right, good enough. Okay, Airbnb. I need this out, or we're looking for the algo to bounce off of this regular block trade level at 158.28 for a continuation move to the upside. Looks like we did come down and test some of this. Let's see. All right. All right. So that's Airbnb. I just wanted to check that out. So GPS beat on earnings. They were going into earnings yesterday. Silver block trades at 26.30, 26.40. Double bottom Wu-Tang pattern, somewhat formation beginning. Algo was falling channel. If it, all right, so I got to draw some lines on the algo. If the algo can break above its own, like if it can get out of its own way, then I think GPS can continue in the generalized bullish direction. So as far as the algo is concerned, it looks like it's kind of got this weird channel that I'm looking for it to break above. So it's got to get up here, right? A break of that, and we can continue to go long. We've got some regular block trades that are going to really come into play today. We've got an initial resistance at 27.13. Above that, we start taking out, some of these previous highs. We're going to use 26.30 and 26.40 as support because price closed barely above that. However, what I'm really interested in seeing is, oh, did it? I'll check on JW in a minute. So this is more of an H-shaped pattern. So that H shape has usually been pretty indicative of like a very bearish position. And let me just draw this up for you. So the Wu-Tang pattern is this one, right? Very defined move. The H-shape pattern is more like this, right? And typically, what happens is we get a little bit of a right, and then that H-shape pattern, or it can get to be like the elf shoe, or if we see something like this, then that's bullish as well. All right, what I'm seeing here is drop like maybe. Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on GPS at the open. Got to get above and maintain, like it's in position to move to 27 today. All right, JWin. Yeah, the algo selling. I would look at this as very bearish, and let me show you why. First, we're going to look at the algo position, right? The algo has pretty much been net selling for the last couple weeks. We have a little bit of a pop here. Going into the close yesterday, the algo was pretty flat, right? We have a dark pool level and regular block trades that are going to provide support and resistance. We have one coming in at 39.27. Stocks tried once, couldn't get through it. Twice, couldn't get through it. So it came back down and tested this 38.60 level. So on the 24th, we had a 39.27 come in, right? Which would be here. This day here, and we could not get through it, so we pulled back to support. We made a second attempt on the 27th or the 26th to get through it. Made it through it, came back to use it as support. Support wasn't there. In between those 2 days, we had a dark pool level come through at 38.24, right? That price action has been using as support. Well, we broke through both of those and came back down and tested this newly formed 38.60. Broke through that support, it became resistance. We haven't been able to get through it again. So as far as JWin is concerned, what I'm be looking to have happen is, let me see if I can get some support action here. Right, so this was trendline support. It broke it, now it's resistance. We do have some levels here, right? This level, this first one that I drew here, That is previous lows, so there was a demand zone there at some point. Looks like it was pretty significant. So if we pop off a 36.29-ish, we've got overhead resistance at 38.60, 84, and then finally 39.27. I feel like that's a lot for this stock to get through, especially with the algos continuing to sell off. So that's an idea on JWin. Now I'll go look at JWin, and it's probably ripping, right? It's just sloping. Like, this is just a gentle fade to... this is not pretty. So it's curving, right? We've got the MACD is increasing. Price action is slowly sloughing off. RSI is oversold. We had a squeeze release. Said we've got that 2961 is the 200 SMA. 2961. Are we looking at the same thing? You know what? It helps if I put the right chart in there. My bad. My bad. I hate it when I do that. All right. So let's do the right stock. And I changed my mind. So JWN is bullish. We've got nice strong divergence that just recently occurred on the 25th. Prior to that, the market was overall net buying. We have this divergence here. We have some block trade levels we got to get through. Coming in at 37. All right, 37. I need that algo to break up and above here. The algo breaks, it's going to pull price action back up with it. Price action's got a little bit of a journey every $3 or $4 to get back, right? This is bullish in my opinion. I don't know if it's going to be today or next week where the divergence starts to play out, but I'm definitely going to put it on my watch list. I like how it's kind of got that little rounding bottom to flat consolidation, right? What's interesting is this is bullish divergence and that price action's fading. The algo, or excuse me, the MACD is increasing. So that's bullish divergence there. We do have a lot of drama to get through. So 29.57 is going to be the point for me, right? I'm going to set an alert. All right, we'll give it a week. Okay, there we go. I'll look at the options chain, but really with Powell speaking today, after he speaks, and we can look at getting long. I try not to front run him at all, just because he can definitely move the entire market. All right. TSM was the next request. I feel like I've gone over TSM a couple times this week already. Not a big deal. Let's see what we got going on here with the algo. All right, so the algo was trading with price action. Divergence occurred yesterday. Price is moving one way, the algo is moving another. This is a bearish position in that if the algo is net selling, I would look for maybe a potential bounce here for the algo, right at 112.16-ish. So I'd look for the algo to bounce there. If not, if it continues to pull it through, then these block levels are going to become support. And if price action gets pulled down through this 115.74 level, right, then expect this gap to be filled from 115 to 112. So we've got this level here, right? On the way down, we've got a little bit of support at 117.65, 117, then a $2 $2 free fall down to 115.75. Decision making at that time. If it breaks that, then it's going to pull it down. So I'm kind of bearish on TSM over the next couple of weeks. Okay, looking at price action on TSM. Texas, what is it? Taiwan Semiconductors. Yeah. All right, what do we got going on here? I mean, intraday short term is very bullish. Stack positive moving averages, right? Bull flag forming. If we can take out previous highs at 119.18, then yes, there may be some room to the upside. That's at 1.9. So that's, we're starting to get a little overextended out to, 2 and 3 ATR. This looks like a longer term. It looks like we've got a pretty significant. Let's grab some trendline stuff. Right, we're squeezing pretty hard going into this, corner here. So a lot can happen. MACD cross could be a pullback. So just keep in mind this divergence doesn't have to play out today, right? And the algo could very well bounce off of this previous block trade at 112. If it does, then yeah, we could go higher up to about 3 ATR, 123-ish, right? So it all really depends on what happens as price gets pushed into this level. I'm gonna set an alert to maybe play a quick day trade. Over the next couple days. So if the algo does not bounce off of that off of this trend line and does break through it, then we can look for bearish divergence into next week, right? Divergence 2 hours, usually 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks. Those are the general rule of thumb when it comes to that. Okay. All right, the next request was for Amazon. All right, let's look at Amazon. And then I want to look at, I'm going to look at Roku. That Roku 390 and then mRNA. Oh no. Alright, so I've got an overnight trade on mRNA I need to keep an eye on. Okay. Amazon, Roku, mRNA, and what else do we want to look at? I'm checking Twitter real quick to see if anybody's got any information. Little pin twit. Little pin twit. Alright. Holy cow. SPRT is going full GameStop. Massive short interest. Holy cow. Just for funsies and giggles, let's see what SPRT is doing this morning. I was gonna buy Commons that they closed yesterday. I got distracted. Oh my. Yeah, I was gonna buy here at 20. It's just crazy. All right, I have to stay away from these things right here, just because I start frustrating myself because I was like, oh, why didn't I buy here at 20, right? Knowing full well it was going to rip overnight. All right, well, that's the last look. I'm going to look at SPRT today. We're going to move on over to mRNA and Amazon. All right, mRNA. What I like about it is we are at point of control and VWAP. We're riding the 21 EMA. This is all very bullish. We're making higher lows and higher highs. Looks like we're flagging a little bit, right? Maybe this is kind of an extended cup and handle. Overnight we took out, we touched previous highs at 404.69. Yeah, this is a pretty decent looking chart here. Right, stack positive moving averages, the 8's on top of the 21, 34 on top of the 50, on top of this 200 SMA. We've maintained VWAP, we're bull flagging right now. MACD is a little overextended, RSI is pretty neutral. This descending histogram, this descending momentum, looks like it's trying to reverse. It's not the worst stock I've seen. All right. mRNA looks bullish at the open. Possible pullback to the 8, 403. You know, maybe VWAP at 402. But this is kind of a very bullish setup. Looking at the algo. Algo is just essentially trading with price action. We've got a regular block trade level that's providing resistance at 403.98. A break of that, and I think we can continue higher. That's what this looks like here. This 403.98's been pretty significant in the last week with this stock. Every time it's hit it, it's had trouble with it. Will today be the day? Who knows? This is a good example of divergence playing out as well, right? So the divergence here would have been, oh, price action is selling off. We found support while the algo is net buying. You draw a straight line across, and at some point, these two must meet, and look what we got there. So this is a good example of divergence playing out, right? Almost textbook. Almost a textbook example of divergence playing out right there. So then price action continued to trade with the algorithm, and that's what it's doing now. 404, a break of 404, and I believe mRNA will continue its move back up to previous highs. Excuse me. Amazon, the old Amazon. All right, so in the last 30 days, there's been 2 block trades that have printed. One is a regular block trade coming in at 33.46.81. That it looks as if though the algo's having a rough time with. It hasn't quite broke through it yet. I don't know what's up there that's causing the algo some grief. But below that, we've got one. This is all the way back to the 18th of the month. Dark pool level 32.28.16. You know what this reminds me of? And I'm just going to shameless plug because I just found out that it's coming back on. Just so that you know, Billions, the show Billions, starts, I think, next week. It's back for a new season. I love that show. I love it. AMC. Yeah, you know what, Travis? I was going to buy it at 20 and sell cover calls on it too. Bunch of things got in my head yesterday at the close as to why I didn't do it, and I'm trying to schedule a meeting with my mentor for later today to kind of go over some things psychologically. And it's not a good sign right there. Not happy about that. I need to look at Airbnb on a different chart, right? All right. As far as so mRNA, Amazon. Sorry, I was talking about Amazon. I got sidetracked by billions. All right, what do we got here, Amazon? So this is a pretty key level. I'm actually looking for Amazon to potentially pull back since it's Friday, and it likes to do that on Friday. So what was last Friday? The 20th, right? So we opened up, popped up, and came back down, right? Monday we opened and ripped, right? If we go back even further, so what was it, the 13th? Right, we come to the 13th, Amazon faded on the 13th, and then going into that last week, continued to fade, and even below that, continued to fade. So I'm looking for Amazon to come and take out potentially this area here, right? Right, it's already broken trendline support. All right. With your covered calls, I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna make $1,000 off of it. I mean, if your calls get exercised at 30, or I don't know what you sold your covered calls at, but I would have sold mine at 30. Yeah, you made $1,000. Yeah, granted, it's not, $4 grand, but it's also not $1,000 loss. It's a win. So good job, Travis. Amazon, Lord. So cup and handle forming overnight, rising 200 at 33.07. We moved up to. So this is a rally into the mean. All right, we touched the mean yesterday. We had a squeeze release, 15-minute squeeze release overnight. All right, so looks like Amazon ran into overhead resistance at 33.32. I'm calling that resistance. I'm looking for Amazon to come back down and test VWAP. I would prefer for it to come all the way down to 33.07, which is a demand zone. This is a demand zone candle. It's massive, but it's there. It's also the 200 SMA. Yeah. So Amazon, a break of 33.32, and it can move up to maybe 33.50. Above that, 33.90. Contrarian, if it rejects off of this level and decides to fade, we do have the 50 SMA at 33.19, VWAP at 33.15, and below that we've got previous lows at 33.12, then 33.07. Yeah. Oh, Amazon. All right. I had a put YOLO or put Lotto that I bought yesterday for hopefully Amazon fading. All right, the next one I wanted to look at, and then I'm gonna run let's check out JD and Pfizer real quick. All right, low's got dark bull 208.36. That's gonna be the target as long as it can maintain its uptrend that it's in right now. I wish it was just a default color picker, just like you could set 5 right here. Be perfect. I don't know if I can call that. I guess I could. Looking for that wedge breakout to that dark pool level, right? This dark pool level here. Need the algo to maintain that level. If the algo breaks and this breaks, I feel like we can come down and test 203. JD, this is bearish divergence. It's not played out yet, but it will. There's a gap that needs to be filled. Yeah, looks like JD's having a problem at 78. We've got support at 75. Right, this algo is, and this is bearish. I just don't know when it's going to crack. Looks like the algo bounced off of support. Yeah. I think going into next week, probably middle of next week, we might see a massive flush on this. We might see that massive flush. All right, Pfizer. So this is just a failure. We did have additional news coming out with Pfizer. Hopefully it can help pull it back up to maybe some of these previous dark pool levels. Right. The story of the last couple of weeks has been wedge breakouts. So currently it's consolidating at the 47, 30, 50 level. While it's not breaking it, it's also not breaking above 40, 47, 80, right? So definitely look for maybe some continued consolidation at this level. Break either way, then we'd have some pretty significant movement, but the algo is pretty much flat. All right, that's it for me. I got to run. Thanks for joining me once again. My name is Dark Pool Algo. I'm here every morning 1 hour before the open. And all I ask in return is, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, leave a comment, suggestion, help a brother out. Let me know what y'all are looking at. One thing I want to start doing is I want us to start sourcing some information. So I'm really going to start pushing y'all to leave your what you're looking at, strikes, options, whatever, in the comment section below. That way we can come together as a community and start discussing them on the morning open, right? So I'll start posting a video at the end of the day. I'm writing a note here. So we'll do a video market recap, right? And then what I'll need y'all to do is start posting in the comment section some plays that you're looking at for the next day, so that on the morning stream we can look at those already sourced information and discuss them, use our time efficiently. So everybody have a great day. Remember, stay green, stay safe, don't go chasing spirits. That's a good one. Don't go chasing spirit. SPRT. Okay. I will be doing a weekend watch list and a market recap this weekend. I've got some training that I need to do Saturday morning. But yeah, I think that's it. So if you, maybe I'll go live over the weekend. Who knows? Anyway, have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you all tomorrow.